Rate cut day is here, baby. Happy rate cut day to those of you who are celebrating, obviously, nerds. Anyway, it's rate cut time. We got to talk about that. Of course, that's the story of the day. We don't have the answer about what the rate cut's going to be yet at the time of recording this video. We'll hit you back with a small update later on when that happens. But we got big Bitcoin news. We got big altcoin news. We got lots of exciting stuff going on. So let's get straight into it. So first and foremost, it's rate cut day, guys. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We've been waiting a long time for this, haven't we? Please letter here pointing out tomorrow's Fed decision will be historic. The market has never been so uncertain about a Fed interest rate decision in at least 15 years. If the Fed cuts by 25 basis points, it would mark the largest surprise seen since 2008 by a wide margin. On the other hand, if the central bank cuts by 50 basis points, it would mark the largest surprise seen since 2009. It's a very interesting time in markets right now. If we cut by 25 basis points, a lot of people are going to be saying it's too little, too late. Probably bullish no matter what we do, at least in the sort of midterm. Long term, we'll see. 25 basis points, probably still what Jerome Powell's going to do, but a lot of people are then going to start saying, it's too little, too late. The job market's already too broken. You should have done more sooner, et cetera, et cetera. A 50 basis point cut, if that happens, market's probably going to quite like that. It could show a bit of weakness on the hand of the Fed, that they're saying, things got worse than we thought they were, therefore we have to do this, and we're kind of losing control of the situation. Elizabeth Warren's out here calling for a 75 basis point cut, which would definitely signal the Fed's freaking panicking, and I don't think we're going to see that happen. I think that's one of the least likely scenarios. The 75 basis point cut is as unlikely as a no cut scenario, in my opinion. But it's the day, guys. Expect volatility. If you're using leverage, be careful. We can see big moves down and big moves up very, very quickly. MicroStrategy announces another private offering of $700 million of convertible senior notes because they're buying more Bitcoin. Of course, they're buying more Bitcoin. What else does MicroStrategy do, man? These guys are genius and crazy at the same time, and I love it. The country of Bhutan. You may not be able to point out where this little bad boy is on a map, but the country of Bhutan has quietly amassed nearly $1 billion of the Bitcoin. These guys have been mining Bitcoin literally for years at this point. It's very exciting to see another country going with the Bitcoin standard. It's great to see they haven't just been mining and selling it for cash. They're actually mining it and holding it. This is crazy. They have 13,011 Bitcoin at the time of recording this video. So they join, of course, El Salvador as a country holding a Bitcoin strategy. And for these little countries, adopting Bitcoin so early has such huge long-term implications for the wealth of the country. That's absolutely awesome, absolutely amazing. Now, we also know that the UAE and Oman are mining Bitcoin. We don't know if they're selling that for cash or if they're keeping the Bitcoin and stacking it up, much like Bhutan has done. But it's here, guys. It's happening. It's big, big stuff. We have countries literally adopting the Bitcoin standard as we speak. And I know you're thinking, but it's just El Salvador and Bhutan, man. It's not such a big deal. It's a big damn deal, man, especially when you consider the fact that in the USA right now, you have the potential next president of the United States talking about making Bitcoin a strategic reserve asset. I mean, come on, guys. Come on. That's craziness if it passes. Jesse Cohen here with the latest retail news. So U.S. retail sales for August came in better than expected. American consumers remain resilient despite recession fears. Retail sales rose 0.1% a month, so not massive, but compared to a forecast of a decline of 0.2%, pretty good, coming in over estimates. So very interesting. The USA remains stubbornly out of a recession, although it has been slowing, and the direction we're going in is not fantastic. So there's that to keep in mind. But as long as we get a rate cut out of a recessionary environment, we should be okay, guys. Should be okay. Seth Golden here is an interesting chart. He says, let's get two things straight. 90% of the time, the economy avoids both recession and stagflation. And two, if recession and stagflation are your investor anchors, you're your own worst enemy on purpose and against all odds. Very interesting, isn't it? That most of the time, the bad stuff doesn't happen. Although you hear about the bad stuff almost nonstop in markets. Bad things are going to happen immediately. Run for the hills, sell it all, and go hide in your bunker. Bad stuff just usually doesn't happen, though. So every once in a while it does. You have to be prepared for that, but it usually doesn't happen. Hey, real quick, guys, if you're not signed up to the newsletter yet, get signed up to the newsletter. Best damn newsletter in the cryptocurrency business. It's called Wealth Mastery. Every week, more than 140,000 people are reading this bad boy, getting all the latest insights straight to your inbox. Altcoins, meme coins, airdrops, DeFi, and much, much more. Get the newsletter. We're also launching a Discord group right now as well. If you want to go next level with your investing and join a community of people on the same wavelength of trying to reach financial success through investing in cryptocurrencies, well, then that's a spot for you. So check that out as well. Lots of great stuff over here on our website too, thewealthmastery.io. We're posting all kinds of crazy great stuff all the time, altcoin reviews, all that kind of stuff. So come check it out, guys. Thank you very much. Now let's talk about the price of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin right now, we did have a rally up to $61,000 today, but we're at that zone, man. We're at the zone we keep talking about. I feel like a broken damn record at this point, but it's the most important zone. When we break out of this, we can see some real things start to happen, guys. Okay, so we're at the 200-day EMA, the 100-day EMA, the 50-day EMA, this Bitcoin bull market support band, and the 62K resistance zone, all basically converging in this area. If we get some decisive move above here, very, very exciting for markets. But you have to keep this in mind. If we have a short-term rally over this key area of this key zone of price resistance, then you have to keep in mind that if it's just driven by this short-term Fed news, that it could end up being a situation like we had back here, where we have a news-driven pump and then an eventual retracement because there's not enough fundamental buying to hold up the price. So that's something we need to watch out for here as well. We want to see some real confirmation with some good daily candle closes over this level here. So that's what we're watching out for right now on the charts. 151 days since the Bitcoin halving right now, guys. In the 2020-2021 cycle, Bitcoin moved sideways for 160 days after the Bitcoin halving before going parabolic. Was to repeat itself. History does often rhyme, which is very fascinating. And of course, now we have the rate cuts. Now we have the election coming. Now we have all this stuff going on. China is about to start printing truckloads of money and all the rest of it. Everything is lining up. Global liquidity index going up, M2 supply going up, everything happening at literally the same time right now. TikTok, my friends. Raoul Pal here with a great chart. Global M2 money supply versus Bitcoin. Very, very, very interesting. Look at this. You can see it leads, right? The global M2 leads, Bitcoin follows behind. So if there's some rhyming to that reason, then we can see Bitcoin again moving into a great Q4 where we have the rate cuts coming in, all these bullish tailwinds pushing the prices of Bitcoin higher. Could be very interesting. Don't fade the global liquidity tsunami, guys. Axel here pointing out a bullish pattern has formed in the futures markets for growth, and in this cycle 4 out of 4 times it resulted in upward movement. Very interesting. This Bitcoin Futures Sentiment Index. Fascinating. Will history repeat? Has a good chance of doing it. That's what historical rhyming is all about, man. Little Moon Lambo. Barron knows so much about crypto. He's got like 4 wallets, according to Trump. He was doing a space yesterday around the launch of World Liberty Fi. But yeah, Barron, man, Barron's in it. Barron's in it. Trump's in it as well. It's pretty interesting. You know, right now the potential next president of the United States, his cabinet's packed with Bitcoin people. RFK Jr., JD Vance, both personally hold Bitcoin, for example. The Cantor Fitzgerald guy is going to be coming on. He's a Bitcoiner. And then there's Trump himself. Dude sold NFTs, and he was talking about NFTs in this space here. He sold NFTs. He holds Ethereum, and now they're launching this World Liberty Fi thing, which is like, think about how crazy that is. Literally, the next president is launching a DeFi protocol, okay? Whereas the other candidate is letting the SEC continue their war against crypto with, you know, suing OpenSea, trying to claim that NFTs are somehow magically securities. Here's an interesting one, and I'm not sure I 100% agree with it because screw governance tokens, but I wanted to share with you anyway. Blockworks research, public sentiment is far too low on Arbitrum. With time boost around the corner and the roll-up centric roadmap sure to push more activity to Arbitrum, the market is mispricing the ARB token. First, Arbitrum has proven to be a dominant ecosystem in the face of intense competition and typically fleeting capital. It's true. Base has definitely laid down the gauntlet here for it. Its market share, total crypto TVL, remains strong and is consistently a top trading venue that receives significant bridge volume due to the roll-up-centric roadmap. Most importantly, Arbitrum will likely flip a fee switch in Q4 called Time Boost. The proposal is currently live on Snapshot. Time Boost is an express lane where researchers and arbitrageurs can bid to control a 200 MS advantage over other traders for the subsequent 1 minute. We think Time Boost will generate meaningful revenue, making it a catalyst for the ARB asset. Okay, that's very interesting. That's very interesting. I'm still not buying ARB again, But it's nice to see there's some interesting stuff going on over there that could provide some new catalyst and some new life into this layer 2 token. And that's been a real struggle for all layer 2 tokens, that there's just not a strong value capture there. But if they can find a way to start capturing value, well, things become very interesting very quick, don't they? Rel Pal here again. He said Sui is acting like it's going to be the key chosen one of the major new chains, if not the chosen one. Now, look, Raoul Pal sits on their board, so obviously he's got a conflict of interest there. But I've been thinking more and more about Sway. Think more and more about this one, and I feel like, man, there's just so much mind share coming in behind it. So many people starting to talk about it, and a lot of price action depends on hype and narrative. And if they can get enough hype and if they can get enough narrative, there could be something there. I don't have a position yet, but it's something that boggles around, or let's say it boggles around, that bounces around in the back of my mind here that maybe I should get a position. Here's some updates from the Sway network as well, from out of Singapore. USDC integration. So we have USDC coming over to the Sway network. A bunch of other cool stuff too here. Walrus protocol for independent media and stuff like that. Movie Pass in USDC on Sway, different stuff like this. So a lot of stuff starting to happen over there. You can read those announcements there for yourself, but a lot of stuff starting to happen over here on Sway that, again, makes me think that maybe it's going to catch enough narrative this cycle. Who knows where it's going to be in 5 or 10 years, but maybe enough narrative this cycle to be a pretty interesting play, nevertheless. Elon Trades here pointing out the largest on-chain BTC market by volume is now on Aerodrome Finance. Aerodrome Finance, my Aerodrome bags, by the way, if you want to see what I currently hold in my portfolio, my venture investments, all that stuff, portfolio disclosures down below in the description on YouTube, pinned comment over on X. Okay. You also find a risk statement there. Investing in crypto is risky. You can lose all your money. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. Seriously, guys. But this is very interesting. See, Coinbase, they launched their CBBTC, right? And now it's gone absolutely crazy, basically immediately seeing huge on-chain volumes over on Base. Surprise, surprise. Coinbase Bitcoin ended up being very, very popular. And about Ethereum itself, it is a battered, brutal, beaten, spit on, kicked in the balls while it's down kind of asset. And it's still my second biggest position. And I still think this bad boy's got some juice in it. Fingers crossed. Come on, Ethereum, do something. It's about damn time, man. What are you doing, ETH? What are you doing? Holy cow. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for joining today. Back soon with more updates about the Fed and all that. Peace.